Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. We're going to talk about what in the actual F is going on with Bitcoin, because apparently we got some additional news that FTX is continuing to dump on the market, and that means number goes down. So we have Grayscale, which is a very large entity that is currently winding down their GPTC trust that is supposed to be converted over into a Bitcoin spot ETF. But I believe in order to do so, they've got to dump on the market, which generally might not be dumping on the market. I think a lot of these are done OTC. So there's that. Next, we have the whole FTX debacle, because when people go into bankruptcy and make stupid choices, that stuff happens too. So basically, they're going to have to sell some of their assets to pay for some of their bills, give back to customers, yada, 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 yada. So that's kind of what's happening. We're going to talk about it. To me, it's not a big deal. Like, unless you're somebody who is actively trading, it is literally not a big deal. I literally would not worry about it too terribly much. But we were going to go ahead and go through it and talk about it. And I'm tired today. I don't know if it's because it's raining. Also, too, my pool is almost overflowing, which is going to be fun. Because the cool thing about it is I've got this little white pipe. So the water goes, will go through and go to the street. And then the house, the way it is, it's like a little bit, teeny tiny bit slant. Not really, but like there's a little drain. So we'll be fine, but just kind of interesting. But anyways. I need to do a poll. What kind of poll? Are you buying the dip? Okay. So there's that. I just told somebody they have the tism. They do have the tism, though. Anyways, we're here. We're going to talk about it. But this is actually good, like, for alts. Like, this is really, really good for alts with Bitcoin dropping down, because that means you could buy some more, okay? But let's go ahead. Actually, first, I want to touch on this story just really briefly, because I did a short for you guys earlier this morning. If you want to, go back and watch it. But basically, Trezor discloses 66,000 users that were affected by a phishing attack. So basically, they got hacked. But apparently this is from let's go ahead and read the notes over here, because I did like a quick thing because we saw it come into the news and I thought it was important, because it's important to let you guys know. But basically, Trezor flagged a security breach that exposed contact information around 66,000 users. They identified unauthorized access to a third-party support portal on Jan 17th. Users have interacted with the support team since 2021, may have had their data accessed by the incident. So basically, since December 2021 up until now, if you interacted with that support portal, which is a third-party portal, they could have access to your information. Trezor says it's currently unconfirmed, but they're contacting users. They said none of their users have been compromised. Well, let's talk about what this basically means. So now, if you bought a Trezor from the actual website, this means that if you use that particular portal, your information could be leaked on the internet. Okay. And what does that mean? That basically means that the information is probably being sold on the dark web. It's probably going to be essentially probably an email list that's going to be purchased by somebody. You're probably going to get a bunch of spam mails. That's what that means. Okay. As far as people going to your house, is that going to happen? I have no idea. I use a PO box for like most of my stuff, actually everything. And in addition to that, I use different email addresses for stuff, and I never give my phone number. I've got multiple throwaways. So that's a good thing that to maybe kind of consider in these types of situations. So right now you're fine. Is there anything you need to do? I think as far as the actual hardware device goes, it's totally fine. But at the same time, this is kind of why paper wallets can be a little bit better. But again, there's risks associated. So it's like, what do we do? It's like, what do we do? You know, like, do we go here? Do we go there? Do we do all of these things? Like, what is the entire deal here? Okay. So anyways, I think that this is unfortunate, but it does happen. But the only silver lining here is this is not exclusive to crypto. This does happen in a lot of other traditional industries. Remember, we talked about Mr. Cooper. That happened as well. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Since we talked about that, let's go ahead and take a look at the market, because I do believe that there are going to be some opportunities. Right now, the entire market is red, but the only thing that's up is FTT, PLS, Pulse, EHEX, and HEX. Woo! Is that Sia coin? Interesting. Anyways, so the whole entire market is red. And yesterday when we did Bitcoin price action, things were pumping, things look good, but that's changed and that's okay. But really when we take a look at the week, that's still red too. The month was pretty decent, but not. But wow, look at this. It's kind of crazy when you take a look at the different time frames and the year. The year we're all up. Okay. All right. Now, what would I do if I were you? Well, I would like to first take a look at the Bitcoin current market cap. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to reset our charts. We're going to put our indicators back on. I'm going to remove Bollinger Bands because I don't need to deal with that right now. But we talked about Bitcoin being extremely topless, top-ish on the weekly chart over here. So we hit a peak high of 43.5, a swing wick high to about $50,000, and we're dropping. This is going to be the key area, is going to be the EMA 9 on the weekly. And if we continue to lose that, then I would probably look for some consolidation between 37 and about 35,000. However, we can drop as low as $30,000 to $26,000. And I actually think that might be a nice area to essentially bottom out, but I don't necessarily think that may happen yet. But again, we have the Bitcoin spot ETF. It's super bullish. It's about getting TradFi people all up into the market, which is good. People are excited about it, whatever. But again, with that being said, we're still in the very early stages of the bull market. Okay. Why do I say this? Well, we're starting to see a lot more action pick up. All pre-sales are going absolutely crazy. I'm probably going to make a second video about that, talking to you about what ecosystems that you should be paying attention to and what's hot right now, and also understand the risks, because a lot of times people just get super excited and they buy this stuff and they get wrecked. But on this channel, we talk to you about how to practice risk management, how to make moon bags, and really the realities of investing in a lot of these pre-sales. A lot of times most people will lose. I've lost quite a bit of money investing in pre-sales. Like, I paid to get into pre-sales with my own damn money, and they took it. And it just kind of happens, but is what it is. Now, taking a look at the daily is actually very bearish. The reason why it's very bearish, we got heavy resistance here at 42.7, heavy resistance here at 42,000, and then this area of resistance you can see a little bit better on the weekly. So right now it's telling me that if we lose the support area at 40,000, we're probably going to get to about 35,000, which coincides with the weekly. We're not done dumping yet. That's kind of what the indicators are telling me. Taking a look at the 12-hour chart, kind of same thing, and the 4-hour chart over here, kind of same thing. So I am looking for a little bit more downside here. As far as where I'm trading right now, I am currently trading on, well, I've got a ref link for Coinbase. So those of you that are interested in that, go ahead and take a look at Coinbase. They've got quite a few they've got a lot of different crypto assets that you can do your due diligence in before you decide to do whatever it is. They also allow for Web3 wallets. They have one, so you can actually go ahead and put your crypto there, so it's not on the exchange. So that's good for people that are interested in that. And then also too, for my degenerates, we've got Phemex. We're partnered with them. And again, all the RefLink money we make goes to support the channel, not your keys, not your coins. And you need to read the terms of services on both exchange. And good morning to Alexandra, and good morning to Brian, the booty head, because we're a bunch of booty heads over here. Okay. But anyways, we have 250 beautiful, intelligent people in here. So I appreciate you guys for being in here. But anyways, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the news. Also, too, the Solana ecosystem is still pretty hot, but we'll go ahead and cover that in a little bit. But I really want to focus on FTX. So apparently this happened. And again, this is part of the bankruptcy process. When you file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, what ends up happening is you have to sell off your assets. And I believe we're going to be covering a story about Terra Luna that they also filed for Chapter 11 protective bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is literally for scammers in most cases. It's for a bunch of people that did bad at business and they have to protect themselves because they just made bad business choices. And then other innocent people get hurt in bankruptcy too, which absolutely sucks. But it is what it is. It's part of life, unfortunately. And as we've talked about many times on the show, the laws in the United States of America are not meant for poor people. They are not meant for the underdogs. They are not made for tax-paying Americans. They are not made for the little middle class. They're generally made for the elites and above. And most of the laws are kept to essentially oppress us. That's just my opinion, because I haven't had a whole lot of great interaction with different laws. And I've got stories of me and people I know doing things correct, and then you go to the law for help on certain things and it doesn't protect you. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it. So And I got another funny story for you guys too. You guys are going to think it's absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, so the GBTC sell-off. So investors sell over 2 billion of GBTC post its ETF conversion. Because again, they have to sell this stuff off to fully comply and to convert to a Bitcoin spot ETF, Grayscale. And Grayscale is one of the firms in the industry that come from TradFi, but they've been bullish on crypto for a long time. Okay. And then FTX's bankruptcy estate sells 22 million shares worth 1 billion. And they were invested in GBTC. A lot of players in crypto were invested in GBTC because it was the easiest accessible kind of like TradFi product for Bitcoin available. And you have to remember, a lot of times people do this to hedge. They do it because they get tax write-offs, all different types of things, or just to simply make money. But those are the reasons why FTX was essentially probably invested in this, And I don't blame them because it sounds like a smart move on their end. Who knows? I don't know. Anyways, the 22 million shares it sold took FTX GBTC ownership down to 0. So basically, FTX no longer has exposure to Grayscale for the GBTC. There might be other exposure to any of these sister companies like Genesis and Digital Currency Group, all of that type of stuff. But right now, they don't have any exposure to this, which is good because all this is doing is just removing a lot more selling pressure. Now, this is going to go back into the open market or whatever, if it was done OTC, whatever. But it's good because we should see a little bit of less volatility, hopefully, fingers crossed. But we'll see, okay? But anyways, as far as the price impact goes, Bitcoin price declines after US SEC approves the new Bitcoin spot ETF. Contrary to expectations, Bitcoin faces a drop. We kind of talked about that. And the reason why I think that we did see some negative price action when we got the Bitcoin spot ETF approval was because remember that whole drama when the SEC's Twitter account got hacked, that type of stuff. Okay. So now let's talk about FTX's role. We already kind of talked about them being removed from this, and it takes away a lot of selling pressure because that part of the relationship is over. That selling is going to be done, and that's essentially very, very bullish. But I don't know how much Bitcoin FTX holds, and I don't know if that will be being sold in the future. But anyways. Also to you guys, Alameda Voluntary dropped their lawsuit against Grayscale today, which was very, very interesting. So I don't know the details of that. But again, crypto is just very much like traditional finance. Except everybody gets an equal shot to participate. So again, this is positive and this is bullish. And then, of course, we have Jim Cramer. And make sure you guys smash a like. That helps me. It supports the channel. But we have Jim Cramer. He says, unlikely that Bitcoin finds its footing. He's just an entertainer. Anything that he says is not real. He's just an entertainer, okay? And now we have to talk about some negative news from JP Morgan. But JP Morgan always has negative things to say about the crypto industry. So apparently no more than 50% chance of spot Ethereum ETF approval by May, JP Morgan says. So because of a lot of different lawsuits against crypto exchanges that are offering staking services for proof of stake blockchains, including Ethereum, make approval of a spot Ether ETF more challenging until these cases are resolved. The investment bank said, you know what? I technically agree with I agree with JP Morgan on this. Why do I agree with him on this? Well, or not Jamie Dimon, but JP Morgan. Well, if there's a lot of active lawsuits about a particular crypto asset and the SEC may be calling it a security, the SEC is probably not going to go around and approve an Ethereum spot ETF, even though it is a lot less risky product to offer retail investors. And again, it doesn't make sense, but that just kind of coincides and goes along with what the SEC does. They don't care. They don't really care about protecting people. They're here to do a job to make our lives a living hell. I don't know. If one person can tell me one positive thing that the SEC has done, I might change my mind. I'm just not seeing a whole lot of really great protection that happened. Like a lot of us got wrecked because of the crypto contagion, and that could have been prevented. It very much could have been prevented, but I digress. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this a little bit deeper. Peer JP Morgan, they basically said that the Ethereum spot ETF gets an approval of 50% potentially. Reflecting the sentiment is the discount to net asset value, which is NAV, N-A-V-E, for the Grayscale Ethereum Trust ETHE, which has been contracting since the summer and has stayed around 12% over the last 2 months. according to JP Morgan. They cited that people will argue the SEC's decision to not mention Ethereum in its lawsuit against crypto exchange for violating securities laws means the regulator will soon classify Ethereum as a commodity, a necessary condition for the approval. And that's actually a very, very interesting take. And I want to talk about that a bit. I think it was Clayton that came out and said the only two crypto assets that were not securities were Ethereum and Bitcoin, but they didn't create law to indicate that at all. They just kind of said it. And just because a regulator comes out and says something doesn't make it law. A regulator can come out and say, I like ice cream, or I want a chocolate milk, or I'm going to have some pasta sauce with meat and peppers in it and a chicken Caesar salad for lunch because I'm chubby. And that would not make it a law. But they can say that. They can say all kinds of things. Okay. So now when we take a look over here, and also, too, we have the whole ETHgate drama. We have the whole that whole entire situation that's happening. So it gets to be a little bit interesting over here. Gets to be a little bit interesting over here. Okay. So I personally do think that Ethereum will see an approval. I don't know when. I don't even want to speculate on it right now, but I think we definitely will see Ethereum spot ETF just because of how connected Ethereum is to the SEC and to China and the public servants and all that kind of crap. So that's just my opinion. Let's take a look at Ethereum right now. And I also, just so you guys know, I hold a decent amount of Ethereum, and I hope we get an Ethereum spot ETF because I want to sell all of it $10,000. I want to dump it all. And buy real estate. All right, so let's take a look at the Ethereum. And again, you guys can trade this stuff on either Coinbase or Phemex, whatever works for you. Just as long as you read the terms of services and the ref links are there. So this is Ethereum right now. Ethereum. And the reason why I say it like that is because TikTok was calling it that for a long time. Okay, so this is a very bullish structure for Ethereum, and we actually broke below the EMA 30, and we're probably going to kiss on 2300. Okay, and then from there, I would probably look to about 2214. I'm going to go ahead and remove all our drawing tools because we're in a very, very bearish, pretty gnarly bearish pattern. So this is actually this support area over here at about 2200 coincides with the EMA 50, but I want to bring it up a little bit. I like to kind of do these in the middle with the EMAs. So I don't know. I think that we're probably going to go to about 2241 here with Ethereum. That's what it's looking like. However, if Bitcoin starts pumping, then things could change. But if you look at our indicators over here, not looking too terribly sexy any way, shape, or form. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about this story. Shout out to Mr. Deaton and Mr. Meta Law Man. I like attorneys. They're very smart. And I've got a great team of attorneys. They're expensive, but they're great. Anyways, John Dean says, it was, to me, the most ridiculous thing the SEC lawyers uttered at the hearing. But then again, there's one thing I've learned about the SEC lawyers is that they absolutely refuse to let the truth get in their way. So apparently right now, Coinbase is going head to head with the SEC. SEC basically approved them to go public in 2021, and they have a stonk coin. But now the SEC is suing them for business practices, basically listing 13 crypto assets that the SEC wants to call a security, but there's no law indicating that. But anyways, Meta Law Man said during the Coinbase hearing, an SEC lawyer told Judge Falla that Bitcoin is not a security because there's no ecosystem behind it. And then that kind of got in that whole big old drama thing about Pokemon and that ecosystem, whatever. So basically it's just a bunch of crap, really. It really is. The whole Coinbase versus SEC thing is it's really a conundrum. It's embarrassing and it's a drain on the legal system. Now, of course, we can't get through today's show without Elizabeth Warren. A new USGAO report confirms that rogue nations are using crypto to dodge sanctions and undermine our national security. Well, Miss Elizabeth Warren, I have news for you. Blockchain is transparent in almost every single aspect. We do have privacy coins and we do have mixers. Most people do not know how to use those. In addition to that, you can still essentially track things if you have experts and know the tools. And best believe that three-letter agencies know how to do this. They do have people on staff that know how to understand these things, in my personal opinion. Now, with that being said, Miss Warren, when you say it's time for crypto to follow the same AML rules as everyone else, I've got a bill to make it happen. Disrespectfully, shut up. Okay? And then she did get community noted, which I love that. The U.S. Treasury Department's own February 2022 National Money Laundering Risk Assessment report state that fiat is the preferred currency for financial crimes. And it's just getting very embarrassing at this point with our public servants. We all know Warren does not like crypto. We know she's got the bill because she's got her bill in the bill. But what she fails to understand is that crypto actually enables inclusivity, borderless P2P transactions. There's no judgment in that aspect of the industry. And I understand the concern of breaking the law because I don't like people who do bad things, especially when they harm innocents, especially people like J.E. And I'm sure she's probably rubbed shoulders with him. However, in crypto's defense, I believe that is a very small amount that happens. When we talk about cash, JP Morgan had to pay $75 million fine to the Virgin Islands for certain things. And I'm not saying what crypto would when that happens just because it's crypto, it's not wrong. It's 100% wrong. And anybody who engages in those types of activities deserves to be quartered publicly. Okay. But at the same time, you cannot manipulate people. You cannot come up with these scenarios that are simply not true and lie. And that's what she's doing. She is consistently lying and lying and lying and lying. So she can GFY. Now, I want to check the chat because I miss you guys. We have got 400 people watching. I appreciate you guys being here and giving me your time. Good morning to Brian. Changed his handle. Oh my God, Brian changed his handle to Brian Bootyhead. You're amazing for doing that. It's so funny. So it's so funny. I told Lo, and if you guys don't know where Bootyhead came from, my daughter, this is what she's calling everybody. Also, too, like her and blockchain boy Lucas, they're like buddies. Like she adores him. Like she'll FaceTime him every once in a while and she calls him butt cheek boy. He's literally like my kid. But anyways, so she's like at her school now, they call everybody booty heads. And me as a parent, the way that I parent is I let my kids say cuss words and I let her say things when we're at home because I don't want to be that parent that is so strict and then she act out later, because I grew up with a parent like that and I was horrible. Like when I grew up, I had a really hard time for a long time because I lived in this house that was so strict. So I let my daughter play and have fun and, just as long as she's respectful and she's not bullying other people and she's showcasing respect and decency, but we do that in the house. So you guys are the biggest booty heads ever. And yeah, I let her call me a booty head too. And I call her one back. And I also call her stinky because for some reason kids stink. When they wake up, it's just so stinky. Maybe because they're clammy. I don't know, but they're just stinky. But I always just cuddle up to her because I know that she's going to be a big girl soon. And I just smell her little stinky face. And then I say, wake up, wake up, wake up. Anyways, sorry, that's the mom talking. All right. Let's get back into the news. So we talked about Dodo over here. Now let's talk about Warren Davidson. Woo, Warren Davidson, woo! Clearly Congress must correct the weaponized status quo. For this reason, I'm working to pass the Payment Privacy Act. The Financial Committee has already passed the components of my FinCEN Oversight and Accountability Act. Time for deeds, not words on the floor house. So basically, mixing, I don't know what this is. What is going on over here? They're passing a new law, the Privacy Payment Act. What does this say over here? What does this do? What does this do? Let's go ahead and read this. For space for the privacy based on documents, commodity. Yeah, it's just basically about more reporting, and it's just dumb. Like, I don't know. I've really had it with these people. I'm over it. Also, to you guys, Mr. DeSantis has officially dropped out of the race. Why are we talking about politics? Well, it is election season, so we have to talk about it. DeSantis was pro-Bitcoin and pro-crypto, and as those of you know, I am voting for somebody who is pro-Bitcoin and crypto. Why? Because I like money, and I like money because I can take care of myself, I can take care of my daughter, I can take care of my nephew, I can help my family out when I need it. Plus, I can give back to my local community. And the more money I have, the more I can give back. So we're voting for whoever is pro crypto. And again, and we're seeing the B administration use the whole women's health thing, which they do because they love to use women as a ploy. So whatever. But anyways, DeSantis is out. So now it's pretty much DeSantis is out. Vivek is out. Nikki Haley, I don't even know who she is. But I don't know. I don't think we're ready for a woman president yet. I really, really don't. But anyways, she's up. But it's between Mr. T and Mr. B. And again, both sides are corrupt. Mr. T did come out and say that he is anti-CBDC, and that's something that I do like. And I understand he's probably not going to be able to really do too much with that. It's still going to get pushed through. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I think it's important just to kind of mention that. So I don't want to get too political. Like I don't like to do that, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I want to make as much money as possible, and I can't do that with Mr. B, because he put Gary Gensler in office. All right, now we're going to talk about Ms. Ellie. So we're talking about SEC versus Binance now. And again, this is important because case law is being formed and that will be used for other things in the future. So Ellie says another important crypto hearing today is the SEC versus Binance facing off in DC in a courtroom. Meta lawman, we love him, he's great. Correct in his assertion of significant overlap with issues brought up in Coinbase 15 minutes in, and they've been debating semantics of an investment contract, Howie. Okay, so Mr. Meta lawman said, SEC versus Binance hearing on motion to dismiss will start momentarily. There should be significantly overlap with issues argued last week. If you want audio access, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not going to listen to it. Don't have time. But anyways, Binance wants to get the case dismissed. And I think that there are some things that should be dismissed with the case. There really, really should. Because what the SEC is doing, they're directly overreaching. And it's just really not a good thing, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about Terraformlabs, Terra Luna, because they're filing for Chapter 11 protective bankruptcy in Delaware. What does this mean? So, if you were not here during Terraformlabs, Terra Luna crash, UST anchor, let's get into it. So, the CEO, Do Kwon, faces a civil securities fraud lawsuit from the SEC linked to the 2022 collapse of the algorithmic stablecoin UST and governance token Luna. The latest is that they filed for Chapter 11 voluntary bankruptcy, and in the filing, they listed assets and liabilities between $100 million and $500 million, between 100 and 199 creditors. That's a lot. Well, not really if you look at crypto exchanges more. But the filing will allow them to execute on its business plan while navigating legal proceedings, including representative litigation pending in Singapore and US involving the SEC. They will continue to expand its Web3 business. So basically, this is the crazy thing about it. And I don't know how this works in crypto. I got to get a bankruptcy attorney on here to explain, but okay, so when you file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, it's basically protecting your business, so your business can try to potentially maybe still make some money, but really not. So it's really, really weird that they're doing this, especially when the Terra Luna UST thing was kind of a Ponzi. So this is a really weird case to me. This is different than a crypto exchange filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Completely different. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. But as I know, like as we talked about, they've got cases pending in Singapore, also in the United States, and they've got people they have to pay back. And some of those creditors might be like a Celsius or a Voyager or a Three Arrows, something like that, other entities that have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So you see, it's kind of just this big merry-go-round of a bunch of bull. Like that's really what it is. So I don't know. We're going to be following this because it's interesting. Yeah, interesting stuff here, guys. I know, boring, not really sexy. All right, from Bill Morgan. This is about XRP. So let's talk about it here. What's going on? Okay. So apparently people are pissed off about the XRP distribution. And this is one of the critices I had against them. So some key points from the post. The escrow and XRP price. Ripple's escrow release doesn't harm XRP price. It adds predictability. So basically, from inception, it looks like Ripple, when they created XRP, they basically have a list of when people are going to dump tokens on the market. And in that case, this is important information. And this is why we talk about token unlocks. When you have a token unlock, or you know that that's coming, that should indicate to you as a trader investor, should I be selling? Should I be shorting? Do I want to buy the dip? Do I want to do this? So you can add all of these things in your trading and investing journal and make good financial decisions. So the fact that it has been disclosed in advance is good, but at the same time, to me, it's kind of like, So I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. But anyways, as far as the historical impact goes, pre-2017, Ripple's 80% XRP control saw significant price rises, but that was 2017. That's not in today's current market. Ripple has gone through a lot of drama since 2017, and that's partially due to the SEC. The current escrow now is 40.5 billion. XRP in escrow decreases monthly. And as far as how it influences on price, the price is affected by market forces on circulating supply and XRPL use cases developments, boosting XRPL use cases could increase demand for XRP. So now that the lawsuit is essentially over, XRP has other utility aspects, but price is still not doing a whole lot, and people are pissed. The XRP community is pissed. Go sue the SEC, because they're the ones that cause you a lot of grief. And we take a look at XRP price. This is the price. This is the daily chart. just as long as we don't break down below this trend line here at 47 cents, that's good. But at the same time, it's kind of looking like we might. So we've got this area over here that we need to watch for. Again, this is the daily. This is a very, very, very bearish setup. In order for me to be bullish on XRP, we need to break above 57 cents. Is that going to happen? Probably not right now. But right now, it does look like we're going to retap this area at 48 cents. And hopefully we're able to sustain, because if not, we will kind of kiss on this 42-cent area. So I'm sorry to hear, you guys. I feel that this is not good. All right. Now we have a fun thing to talk about. We're actually, we partnered with Colana, which is the first Solana crypto drink. Yes, there are partners. And they've got a little soft drink, a little drinky drink, which is absolutely adorable. It says, if you're aiming to go bonkers for memes, sip on Colana and enjoy your mental joyride. This is adorable. I think this is super, super cute. And these are things that we like to talk about. Like, this is actually, they actually have a real product. Like, they have a drink that you can drink. And I think it's freaking awesome. I think it is absolutely hilarious. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff over here. So basically, they say, we share a common mission, educating people about crypto, self-custody trading, and the broader crypto ecosystem through engaging in the world of meme coins. Colana and their unique beverage will be available at crypto events and sold online. I want to go ahead and take a look at this over here on their Twitter page. Make sure to go follow them. But this is freaking cool, you guys. Like, this is their website, or this is their Twitter. This is what they've got going on. And this actually reminds me, and I know it's a competitor, so I apologize, Colana, but it's kind of like Ape Water in a sense, but they actually have got a token associated with it, and it's a meme. And we do know that Solana does a lot of events, a lot of really big events. There's also ETH Denver coming up, so maybe they'll get some Solana devs there. I don't know. And you guys can go ahead and try this, but I really wish they would have sent me some Colana. It sounds like something else, but I won't say it. All right. Also, too, it looks like their drinks are going to be ready in 2 to 3 weeks, which is awesome. And they also are partnered with GotBit.io and Myro. Aw, Myro's so cute. All right. But anyways, I want to go ahead and read a little bit more about this, because I think it's freaking hilarious over here. So anyways, basically, they're just going to be kind of educating people more about Web3 and Solana, and you get to scan a QR code, and they just kind of make it fun. It's a great mix of tangible and intangible. Also, too, you guys, when you do scan, the scan could reward users with NFTs or tokens. Essentially, you're guiding through the initial steps of setting up wallets and exploring the world of crypto. And Colana has the hashtag Col token on Solana network, which integrates the product into the crypto space. And then we talked about their partnership with GotBit. So basically, what does this mean? I like this. I think it's cool because when you buy the beverage, or you get a can of the beverage at a crypto event, it teaches you how to do different things. So I don't know, this might be fun to do with your kids, to teach them how to set up a wallet and do all that type of stuff. I think it's cool. I like it. I like projects that do things like this, especially meme projects. So thank you so much for the partnership, and shout out to the 400 people watching here. I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next. Okay, so Solana Inc.'s record high 300 billion stablecoin volume in January. This is pretty big and pretty impressive. Before we talk a little bit more about this, I do want to chart Solana, because I have a bag of Solana. All right. So this is Solana right now, and we talked about areas to buy. So if you've been buying the dip, congratulations. But honestly, I really think that we're probably going to drop all the way down to 75.36. That's what it's looking like. We've failed multiple times to break above $104 in the market's dumping. I think we bottom off anywhere between $75 and $65. That looks good to me. And that's partially because of this area over here. So if you're buying up Solana, good. I don't think the Solana ecosystem is going away anytime soon. I think Solana is a great competitor to Ethereum. So it might be a good idea to check Coinbase or phemex and pick up some Solana if that makes sense for you, or if you got the FOMO. Now, as far as the stable coins, why are stable coins important? Stable coins actually allow you to cash your investment out, or to hold something that's stable. Okay. But anyway, stable coins can be a little bit volume. And the figure, as far as their 300 billion of stablecoins, it marks huge leap from December's 297 billion and a 2,500% surge compared to January's 2023 12 billion volume. Wow, that's massive. Wow, that is huge. Whew. Solana's market share is now over 30%, and it was 1% a year ago, and Ethereum's market share is 33%. And we're getting really, 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 really ready to flip Ethereum. So I probably should buy some more Solana. All right. OKX drops. Airdrop point farming guide for Solana protocols, Jupiter Exchange, Camino Finance, MarginFi, Metaoria, and Solana Pure blah, blah, blah. So cool. Good for them. Also, OKX, I have to re-KYC on there. I'm probably not going to because I'm lazy. But cool. So they're supporting the Solana ecosystem. So I don't know if you go use OKX, whatever it is, but I think that that's cool that they're doing this because it's going to teach people where to make money. If you were around in crypto in DeFi of 2022, we had DeFi summer and we had airdrop summer. So like we had the airdrop thing where everybody was getting freaking airdrops like crazy. Absolutely insane. So people made lots of money. They made a lot of money. They're so good for them. And airdrops, you can make quite a bit of money. And I've told you guys to pay attention on it when we've done videos on it. Now let's give congratulations to Udi and BRC20 and Ordinals. So Udi says, our first ordinal to ever go on sale is featured on Sotherby's auction. The current top bid on the Genesis Cat by Oxfar is $140,000, which is absolutely amazing. They're just over 24 hours ago, and link in first comment. He's going to cry. So Udi has actually been pioneering for Bitcoin ordinals. And this is important because Bitcoin ordinals allow you to do different things in crypto and explore differently. And this is what we want. This is what we need. And again, BRC20 tokens are going to go absolutely insane. And I've been telling you guys about it. We've been talking about it. I've told you to educate yourselves. I told you to familiarize with the ecosystems. So please listen. Okay. If you haven't done so, do it now. But the fact that we had this over at Sotheby's is pretty amazing. Okay. Now I want to go. Magiceden. This is important. Okay. So Magiceden is also a ecosystem, NFT ecosystem for Solana. They are going to be open sourcing and contributing all of its NFT trading and minting protocols to non-fungible DAO. I want to read about this. It's interesting. So basically they announced a new rewards program, an open source development, and global cross-chain wallet. This is freaking awesome. And they want to expand their reach to encompass Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polygon. Perfect. Ordinals over there. Absolutely amazing. They're actually destroying OpenSea. Good for them. Open sourcing. They're going to they're basically, again, they're going to open source the NFT protocols and contribute to non-fungible DAO. And the DAO is going to be powered by NFT, which is their token. And it's a community-owned organization with the mission to develop NFT commerce protocols. And it's going to focus the partnership to advance decentralization and fortify the NFT ecosystem across multiple blockchains. And of course, the cross-chain wallet. This is important. It's basically designed for NFT collectors trading on multiple blockchains. The wallet enables swift crypto exchanges across Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and Polygon. So essentially like Thorchain and Trust Wallet, but for NFTs. So I think it's absolutely amazing. Also, too, oh God, there's so many more stories. So many more stories. We'll cover some of these tomorrow because I don't know. We'll see. Doge prints first ever MACD Golden Cross bull run and imminent. Apparently, according to some traders, Doge is having the first ever MACD Golden Cross. What the? These stories are so stupid. I don't even know why they publish them. They're just dumb. Let's go to Doge. And I've been in Doge since 40 sats, 40 to 60 sats. Okay. All right. This is what's going on with Doge. What is it? What did they say? The MACD? Oh, it's on the Binance weekly chart. Where? What? Okay, I see what they're saying here. Okay, so basically what they mean is they're talking about, no, this article is dumb because there's lots of crosses that occur over here. Yeah, this is dumb. Doge will be fine. Doge will pump again. That's ridiculous. So anyways, this is the weekly. This is what the weekly looks like. To me, yeah, I would wait a little bit to buy. I would revisit about 7 cents and see if we could get a little bit of a drop. Maybe we'll go down to 5 cents. Who knows? Yeah, I would wait personally. That's just my opinion. Anyways, we talked about that. Okay, we're actually going to watch this guy over here. So apparently this online pastor was charged in Colorado for a 1.3 million crypto scam. He's released a 9-minute long video explaining that the Lord told him to sell crypto with no clear exit and spend some of the proceeds on a home remodel. The Lord told us to do it. Jesus, okay, we got to hear it. We got to hear it, babies. Oh, I don't know if I can brace the whole thing, but let's do the best we can. Let's go. Let's go.
Caitlin and I are being charged in a civil charge from the Colorado Securities and Exchange Commission for basically selling millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency that is deemed worthless by the state. Now, the reason that they're saying that it's worthless is because there is no exit for people who have bought. We launched an exchange, the exchange technology failed, things went downhill, and from that point forward, we've just been waiting on the Lord literally for a miracle. So the charges are that Caitlin and I pocketed $1.3 million, and I just want to come out and say that those charges are true. So there's been $1.3 million that's been taken out of, I think it was a total of $3.4 million.
Holy cow.
But out of that 1.3, $500,000 went to the IRS, and a few $100,000 went to a home remodel that the Lord told us to do.
Okay, so I can get the IRS payment, but the home remodel, the Lord didn't tell you that.
So how this whole thing started is...
I'm not even going to listen to this. This is just stupid. Okay, let me just explain something to you. Okay, the taxing, totally get. Totally get. The home remodel is BS. Like the fact that people, and this is, I don't want to get into the whole religion thing because I believe in a higher power. I've got my own things that I believe in. I do believe in God. But honestly, blaming your poor decisions on God is horrible. Like, it's okay to be mad at God because something happened. Like, let's say, for example, your dad died when you were young, or your parents got divorced, or somebody did something mean to you, and you can be mad at God for that. But like to say that God told you to do something, that's just a cop-out. Like, that's embarrassing. But again, it makes the religious community not look good. It's not the direct thing with the crypto community. But people are crazy. Like, how could you say that? But again, I understand they had to pay taxes on it. And that's a hard thing in crypto too. Like, and again, I'm not co-signing this guy and his wife's BS. They sound like terrible people. But like, you do have to pay your crypto taxes. Sometimes devs, they bail out all kinds of stuff. But who even knows the truth? Like, honestly. Anyways. Boo. That's pretty much it, you guys. That's pretty much it. That's it. Anyways, I'm going to go. I got to eat. I got to make a lot of content. Shout out to Chino Hills. Shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to Raider and all the awesome people in here. Okay. But you guys, I'm going to get going because I got to go. I've got like 5 pieces of content I have to record. And then I got to lot of things I gotta take care of, and plus I have to eat because I'm chubby. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please go to like, comment, subscribe, set alerts. I'm probably gonna drop a second video at 3:30 p.m. BST about the BRC20 ecosystem because that thing is going absolutely insane. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow. And please try to go do something nice for somebody today. And if you don't want to, go do something nice for yourself. Buy yourself an ice cream. You deserve it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.